Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome you back in science and we are working on acid, bases and salt today. I know looking at this particular screen which is no handwritten you must have got confused but don't worry we have a PDF as well. Okay, so we'll be discussing of the PDF itself and we'll be working on it. Don't worry. But yes, why I've taken this particular sheet will complete your acid and base in one go directly. So you get a complete idea okay what exactly we are going to learn in this topic. Okay, so first of all let us know what acids and bases exactly क्या होते क्या है acid and bases. तो एक rough idea मैं आपको देता हूँ what is acid and what is base. तो basically those substances which are sour in taste we call it as acid, and those substances which are bit bitter in taste we call it as bases. Okay, but that is not a great idea of knowing acid and bases. Yes, another thing that what we know, we must know about what is acid, base, and salt, and why are we learning it? Okay, so basically one should know that all the complete matter is been classified, or we all are trying to classify it. The matter is been classified into the element, mixture, and compounds, isn't it? Elements further classified as metal, non-metal, and metalloid, right? Similarly, compounds need to be classified. Okay, जैसे हमने elements को classify किया वैसे compounds need to be classified, and basically all the compounds, rather maximum compounds, can be classified into acid, bases and salt. So there are so many elements like 115 elements right now available. So these 115 elements form, or they undergo lot many reactions, and they have so many different compounds, and all those compounds needed to be classified, and that classification can be done by using these way: acid, bases and salt. So all these compound will have the properties of acid, bases and salt. Out of acid and bases, acids are more reactive in sense, don't consider it as dangerous. Let me tell you, acid and bases are equally dangerous. Okay, when it comes to the concentrated acids and bases, equally dangerous. So I have seen many people saying that acid is more dangerous because we hear so many news based on acids, but let me tell you, bases are also, rather I can say, more dangerous than the acids. Okay, so it is corrosive, both are corrosive. It means it harms the body as well as other metal objects and everything. So acid and bases, if in concentration, in higher concentration, both are equally dangerous. Okay, so let's understand what are the acid and bases here. Salts we'll see later on. Acids क्या होते हैं, as I said, कि sour in taste and bitter in taste. So we cannot just normally test something and tell कि it is acid and base. Otherwise, it would be really very dangerous. Okay, testing everything will be dangerous, isn't it? That to a chemical. If you're given a simple liquid which is colorless, isn't it that becomes very difficult to understand whether it is acid or base? Okay, so we need to, that's why, understand acid base properly. So let me give you some examples of acid like lemon juice, vinegar. These are the example of acids. Basis, soda, that what you have got in your kitchen, baking soda. That's another. It's a base, right? You must have seen your parents taking acidity tablets. Like when they get acidity, a particular tablet, they consume. So that tablet is nothing but a base. Okay, so it is maybe magnesium hydroxide. It's like that. But okay, I'm just trying to give you the idea that acid and bases are around you. Okay, and just you need to know see them. That's it. That's the only thing I'm telling you. Other things we'll be discussing it in short. Okay, so first of all, let us know how can we test acid and base. How do we test it? Okay, the first thing that what one should understand for acid and bases is called as a litmus paper test. Litmus paper is found in two colors, one is red and second is in blue. ठीक है, तो एसिड में क्या होता है, इफ यू वांट टू सी द पर्टिकुलर सब्सटेंस इज एसिड, you have to check for the blue litmus paper. Okay, so if you put blue litmus paper in acid, it becomes red, and if you put red litmus paper in base, it becomes blue, right? ठीक है. Blue litmus paper turns red, it's indication of acid, and red litmus paper turns blue is indication of bases. You must have seen the test of a base on the TV channel, especially in the advertisements of the soap. Okay, they show some paper putting it on and it becomes dark blue or violet color. That blue color is showing nothing but the base, the strength of the base. Okay, base is the soap is also of course a base. So I hope you are getting this very clear that acid and base में litmus paper turn क्या होता है. But if you put red litmus paper in acid, what will happen? Now that is another thing. If you put red litmus paper, directly red litmus paper, if you put in acid, so it won't show any kind of a change. Similarly, if you put blue litmus paper in the bases, that also will not show any kind of a change. So that's the reason to test any colorless liquid, we put red as well as blue litmus paper in the solution so that we realize okay, what changes occur in this. Fine, very clear. So red and blue litmus paper becomes difficult to judge the acid and base, and as well as it becomes difficult to find out the strength of the acid, or the weakness or strongness of the acid, how strong the acid is. It will be difficult to check that. That's the reason another scale we use, that is called as a pH scale or a pH paper we use. pH paper is a kind of a paper on which there are on which we have a simple paper, a simple colored paper. If you put that into the solution, it turns out to give a different color, and each color will give a rating to that particular solution from 1 to 14. Okay, each color, matlab there are 14 colors, 14 different colors, and each color will give you different rating. And this rating, based on this rating, we can easily understand it is acid or base, and at the same time, depending on the number, we can even find out the strength of the acid and base. So let me tell you, 1 to 7. 7 is a neutral. The water, if you test, it will give you 7 pH scale. Okay, it's called as a 7 pH scale, water ka. But if you take acid, it starts from 1 to 7, and base, if you think, it will go for 7 to 14. If the number is 1 to 3, 1 to 3, it is acid and it is quite strong. Okay, after 3 it start becoming weak. And for base, if you consider 12, 13, 14, these numbers if you find, then it is strong, what do you say, strong base. Okay, and before that it is weak. Hope you understand. So I can say